hold it, except that I will take my first piece from front and center, and that helps that tail to keep from moving. That braid wants to stay right in the center. Okay, and then you start taking and adding. See how I keep my finger angled? Turn it down. Put my finger on the braid. Put it in between my thumb and pointer. And add my hair straight across. And smooth it down. Use my two fingers. Put my finger on the braid. Go right in between. Make sure he's comfortable. I'm going to add my hair straight across. Bend it down. Woo! See what I mean? They shake. You don't want to be dropping it. Okay? So I work it out, work the piece out, add it in. Two fingers. See how I'm using that yarn? Finger goes right in that braid. That way you can hold it with one hand. You got 3 points of contact against that braid. Keep it nice and snug. Hold it down. Now, I'm going to add it nice and straight across. You don't want to lead your braid down. You want to keep a little water handy so that you can keep your hair nice and moist so the braid doesn't get little flyaways. Both sides. Add my hair. Smooth the hair all the time. Oops, see how I kind of got a little crazy there? Missed. Okay. Roll it down. Finger on the braid. In between the pointer and thumb. Take out my section. Add it nice and straight across. Roll it down. Finger on the braid. In between the pointer and thumb. And this is how you do the tail. If you have to snug it just a little, roll it down, finger on the braid, in between, pointer and thumb. Okay. Straight across, grab it, roll it down, finger on the braid, in between. You're not trying to pull this tight, you're just trying to snug the hair as you go. Add, make sure that you're not pulling that hair. You roll it down, finger on the braid, in between the pointer and thumb. And you can see the braid's getting a tiny little bit tighter, bigger in the center. You don't want to get any bigger than this. Sorry. I'm just wondering what's going on. His ears are back because I'm behind him working on him. He's paying attention, but he's not angry. He's just never been braided before. Okay. So now that the hair is longer, and less of it is coming out, the hair at the top is quite a bit shorter, I'm going to start dropping some out. So I'm going to hold the hair, flatten it out, and divide it with my pointer finger. Separate it behind, finger on the braid, add it in. And that's going to control how big that braid gets in the center. So I always want to make sure I keep it nice and moist. And I only drop off on the right side. I add my hair. Flatten it. Just divide it right in half. Once you divide it, you just push it out of the way. Turn your braid down. Finger on the braid. Keep going with your braid. And that'll keep that braid from getting all big and yucky in the center. You don't want a really big braid in the center of the tail. And you don't want the tail to get loose either. So you keep adding. Flatten it out, and then you keep dropping. You're going to add your hair. Roll it down, finger on the braid, in between. You can see, this is all the hair, and the yarn has come out because you don't need it anymore. You've got plenty of hair to grab onto and hold onto. Flatten it out. Divide it in half. Cut some right out of there. Put it behind, turn it down, keep going. Add your hair. Roll it down. Finger on the braid. Thumb and pointer. You can see how it's a little kinky. Add my hair. Divide my braid. Divide my part. Push it out of the way. Keep going. And I'm going to snug it. I'm going to snug that in the center. I'm not going to yank on it. I'm not going to crank on it. I'm going to give it a little snug. And you can see he's wringing his tail a little tiny bit. So, we want to make sure that we're not doing it too tight. Divide my hair. Keep going. Now let's not forget, he's never had this done before. It feels kind of weird. So, even if he does bring his tail around and kind of walk around a little bit, we're being nice to Mr. Horse. We like our horse. And you don't want him to be all upset about this and kick us. Divide. Twist. You can see there's a nice definition to that braid. And it's nice and snug on the sides. You can see how I'm adding hair straight across. I'm not leading the braid. I'm not following the braid. I'm right straight across with it. That helps keep it looking pretty. You always want to be practicing smoothing it down. Sure. Remember to reach all the way around behind. Take it from the back.